Good morning, everybody. Wow, it is fantastic to see so many people in the chat. Kim, Peggy, Steve, and I really appreciate your being with us today. We're going to have a great celebration, the 2010 our year-end celebration and Countdown Smackdown. So we know that a lot of you are going to be sharing with us today, and I know that we're looking forward to having Kevin play with us a little bit in and out. And just to keep you on the edge of your seat, we have some prizes coming as well. So it's going to be a really great celebration. So can you let me know by a green check at the bottom of the participants window if you are new to Elluminate? So just take a second to check mark at the bottom of that participants window, that list of names. If you're new to the show, never been here, Elluminate, because I'm going to judge whether how much tour we need of Elluminate. So I like to see 2010 year-end review. I really wonder who that is. You'll be contributing, I know. So okay, just quickly, a little bit of a tour here. We have some poll questions in a minute, so at the bottom of the participants window, that green check or red X, or it may turn to A, B, C, D, E options. If you're really happy with what's going on in the show, give us some applause, smiley faces. If you don't understand, a down face. And we're going to ask you to come to the mic if you're presenting. Some of you already figured out how to raise your hand and a number coming to the name, but Kim's going to explain how that process is going to work out. Sending messages, some of you figured that out already. At the bottom of the participants window, you type in your message and click send. Just make sure that you've used the drop-down menu here to say to this room for everyone to see what's going on. And again, for microphone people, we're going to come to the mic. The microphone, click it on, it becomes yellow, then it's active. When you're finished speaking, please turn it off so we won't get any transfer of audio back and forth. Whiteboard tools, we're not writing on the whiteboard, but we are going to use the whiteboard tool here, which is the magic wand. It has a blue line with a starburst on it. So that's what that looks like. So I hope if you have any problems with Elluminate during the session, we'll be typing in and trying to help you, or someone else will direct you what to do as we get going. So from time to time, you're going to see some pop-ups coming with either sound or visual pop-up. If that's bothering you, go to Tools, Preferences, and the audio and visual notification. Shut them off depending on what you want as we go through the show. So that's really quick for all of you who are going to watch this chat room flash by. Excuse me, I'll lose my voice. Our website is live.classroom20.com, and we have an archive and resources page where we post the audio today, the complete Elluminate session in MP4, which you can embed in your website if you want to. And so it's a great opportunity for you to go back, and especially for 2010 and all our guests here, there's complete archives of our shows from the year 2010. So now we're going to put you to work, give you the access to the whiteboard tools, which I just did. Take a hold of that laser pointer there just on the left of the whiteboard and click in the world where you are. Some of you have been doing this for quite a while and knew how to step in right away. Quite a few people in the United States, England, I see this. And if I'm not pointing out where you are on the map, quickly just type it into the chat room so we get an idea where you're located. Yes, hi Ian. And then we have someone using a star, smiley faces, just for fun. That's great. As usual, we do really see the cross-section and the global audience that we have for our shows, so that's terrific. So I think that's a really quick intro. We're going to be giving you more instructions as we go through the show, but I think it's our time now to give the mic up to Kevin, I think I'm right, and some of his pre-show music. So I'm going to turn it all over to Kevin. So we're just waiting for Kevin to come on. We were working fine before.
Can you hear me?
Great, there you are, Kevin. I can hear you now.
Okay, and we're going to do I need my teachers to learn. Yeah? Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm not. Okay. And you can hear okay and see okay? There you are, and you can hear. Yay! Okay. Scroll when you need to, okay, and just kind of jumps when we're starting in D here, okay. And if you want to put lyrics up, you can. And you can just kind of do it from the video. Ready? In the 27th row of her college class, she was working real hard, trying to pass. She studied all night for the test she took, but she couldn't use the notes on her own MacBook. He told her that note cards were the things they needed, and he wouldn't change his mind, though she begged and pleaded. The dark red F was no surprise, as the tears formed in her eyes. She said, kids are changing, any fool can tell, and the ways that you're teaching have to change as well. You might not like it because we grow up fast, but prepare us for the future, not your past. There's not 1 minute to burn. I need my teachers to learn. In detention hall, there's a quiet young man with his head hung low, phone in his hand. He's asking his dad to feed his dog, cause he tried to post a story on his own blog. He was hoping that people would read his words, cause an audience of one seemed a bit absurd. Whatever happened to compromise? He said the school should realize. Kids are changing, any fool can tell, and the ways that you're teaching have to change as well. You might not like it because we grow up fast, but prepare us for the future and not your past. There's not 1 minute to burn. They need their teachers to learn. In a third grade room in a tiny town, there's a blue-eyed girl who's feeling down. She tried to bring her daddy to show and tell, and he was gonna Skype them to wish them well. She showed them all the webcam on her mom's netbook, but they wouldn't let her do it on a school network. The man in camo never called. He was blocked off firewall. Things are changing, any fool can tell, and the ways that you're teaching have to change as well. You might not like it because they grow up fast, but prepare us for the future and not your past. There's not 1 minute to burn. They need their teachers to learn. They need their teachers to learn. I hope it wasn't terrible. Thanks, you guys.
That was absolutely terrific, Kevin. I know we had some bandwidth problems, but you know, for what we've been able to accomplish and Kevin's expertise and his wonderful talent, and I really, really do love that song. So thank you. Thank you very much, Kevin, for being with us, and I know that you're going to be entertaining us a lot more as we get done doing through the show. Everybody wake up. I'm going to ask you to participate now in our poll questions. So just get the questions set up here. Not quite there. Way to go, Kim. There we go. Poll question number 1, and it's ABCDE. So do you want to change that for us, Kim? Great. Thank you very much. So here's where you all get to work, and at the bottom of the participants winner, you'll see the letters. People have already got that. Great. How many of our shows have you attended? 1 to 3, 4 to 6, 7 to 10, more than 10, or this is my first show, E. Great, we've got some new people with us today. Thank you very much for joining us. I know you won't be disappointed, and some faithfuls. Thank you very much. Look at all those D's popping up. That is fantastic, and we have a lot of our presenters for 2010 joining us as well. So I'm just going to show the quick results. Not everybody's voted yet, but there we are. A fair number of new people and a lot of good time friends. But let's go to the next poll questions. And again, ABCDE, how many Classroom 2.0 shows have you watched as video recordings? 1 to 3, 4 to 6, 7 to 10, more than 10, and haven't watched the recording yet. So go ahead and vote A, B, C, D, or E. Couple more minutes here. Seconds, I'm going to say, because I'm going to be the timer today, so I'm going to be sharp on timing. Let's see what the results say. Again, our new time people. And we're in about the 1 to 3 mark for most people for using the recordings. So it's good to know, but if you haven't watched them and you need to pick up some, they are there. And please be sure to pass the information on to anyone else you know, letting them know that even if they didn't get to our shows, they can watch the recordings. So let's go to the third poll question now. And we're back to green X. Green X. It's Christmas. Green check, red X. Have you ever participated in a Smackdown before, either as a contributor or as part of the audience? Everybody else give us a vote. Green check, red X. Bottom of the participants window, you'll find your green check or your red X. So go in. Alrighty. Let's go right on and take a look at the poll results. About half of the participants here have not participated in Smackdown, so this is all going to be a great new experience, and for me as well. So we're going to go with the flow because we don't quite know how this is going to work, but I know that we're going to have a great time. And again, I want to thank everyone for being here today because it's all about you and what we do together to support students and using technology. So we appreciate it and thank you very much. So we're ahead of ourselves. Thank you. We're not. Okay, Kim, am I explaining this? I think you need to take over the mic, Kim, and just make sure everybody knows how this is going to work. Because this is our first prize time. Go ahead, Kim.
Alrighty. In the moment, everybody that wants to participate in the drawing, you're going to click on the hand with the green up arrow, and that's going to give you a number. And then I'm going to put that into, go ahead and click now, and I'm going to put that into our randomizer. And the first drawing is going to be for the USB microscope, excuse me. It's a USB microscope. So let me take my name off. So go ahead and ring in if you want to be in the drawing. Okay, and looks like we have 49 people that are going to be in the drawing. So good luck, everyone. And then if at the person who wins, and the randomizer is going to pick the number, then we just put your email address in the chat or contact us afterwards so we can make sure that we get a hold of you. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and put in 52, 53, the last number, and click generate. Here we go. Number 36. Doug Henry, great, you won the first prize. And congratulations, and we'll get that out to you. We're going to go ahead and continue the show. So I'm going to pass it back to Lorna.
Thank you very much, Kim. So that's the beginning of our excitement with our first prize. We hope you enjoyed that process because we're going to replicate it in a few more minutes to keep everybody on their toes listening to the show. We have created for you a review and countdown of all the things that have happened in the past year. So this is a celebration of our presenters, many of them who are here today, and you as guests as we enjoy the different shows we've done through the year. And Peggy has done a fantastic job creating an Animoto. So Peggy, are you going to drop that into the web tour for me? Yes, okay. Now everybody has to click on the player to keep it going. So click on the player in the window with the welcome, and we can all take, it's about a couple minutes 2 minutes, 18 seconds, and we'll enjoy it together, and we'll start back into the rest of the show after the Animoto. So go ahead and click on it and enjoy all the great, exciting people we've heard. Great. I hope everybody enjoyed it. I know Peggy did a phenomenal job getting all those images. It's great music as well. So now I'm going to turn the mic over to Peggy, who's going to talk about our topics and special guests. So off to you.
Woohoo! That was so much fun putting that together and just seeing all of those images from every single show we've had this year. And they just bring back so many great memories. For those of us that have been here every single time, we know what all of them are about. But if you missed any of those and saw an intriguing image there, or even here, be sure to go back and listen to the recording. Now, this image is not real big. If you're in the default view, it will show up better. But if you're in the wide layout, it's small. But I created this on Linoit, L-I-N-O-I-T, and I will give you the link for that so you can actually see it in your browser. Oh, Kim's one step ahead of me. You can see it in your browser and see it a little bigger, but this is a compilation of every single presenter, special guest that we've had on the show in 2010, along with the topic of their show. So it gives you a really quick overview of what took place this year. And what we would like to invite you to do, and I'm going to come back to this slide in just a minute, but we'd like to ask if there's anyone here in the room right now who would be willing to take the mic just briefly to share a takeaway from one of the presentations this year. Maybe you were the presenter and you have something to share. Maybe you learned something new. Maybe you tried something new with your students, or maybe you were just inspired. So if you'd like to take the mic and share, this is the time to do it. So raise your hand, we'll give you the microphone and turn it over to you. And I'm going to take us back to that overview slide so you can have a refresh your memory on any one of those shows that you might like to share about. Any brave soul here in the room? Waiting, waiting. You can type it in the chat, but we'd love to have you take the mic if you're willing. You just have to click on that blue hand with the green arrow to raise your hand and take the mic. We just don't. Oh, finally we have a brave soul. Laura, thank you. And go right ahead. The mic is yours.
Okay. I actually only attended one session, so but it was very inspiring to me, so I'll just mention it, and that was the Passion-Driven Classroom session. It was just absolutely amazing, and I immediately went online and bought the book, and I'm almost completely done with it. It's just the whole philosophy has really changed the way I'm thinking about being in the classroom. I'm not in the classroom this year, but I'm planning to go back next year, and it really inspired me and made me have a very strong desire to go back and work with kids again to share some of the philosophies. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Laura, and I think all of us that participated in that session would totally agree with you, and also those of us that have purchased the book, because it is just loaded with very practical ideas for ways you can create a passion-driven classroom. So is there anyone else? We could have time for one more sharing if there's one more person who would like to take the mic. And I'll give you about 10 seconds, and then we'll move on, because we have so much we want to share today. All right, Susie, go right ahead.
I was able to attend Donalyn Miller's Book Whisperer, and I've been reading a lot more ever since.
Excellent, and that was another great session. So you have to read the book, Whisperer, and get all those great ideas from it. And you can remember, any of you can go back to the recordings and catch any of these to see what you missed. So you'll be able to look at this recording and get your memory refreshed on that. Okay, so now it's time for our next drawing. Look at this prize we have for you. Kim, take over the mic and do this drawing. And why don't you use app sharing so we can see the randomizer work?
Okay, the randomizer, all it does is just, it goes right, it shows the number, it doesn't do the animation. I had one that I was going to use to show the animation, but it wasn't that effective using the app sharing. So if everybody will click right now with the hand, if they'd like to be in the drawing, and then I will set up the randomizer again. Okay, we have one, and last call. This drawing is for $1,200 in Gaggle.net student accounts, and the subscription to the Gaggle services is for a year, and I believe it's 200 or 300 student accounts with a bunch of resources that come along with that. So I'll give everybody just a few more seconds to click on the hand with the green arrow to be in the drawing for the Gaggle student accounts. And these are all donated, and we want to give a special thanks to Mark Elder of Gaggle.net for the donation of the Gaggle student accounts. So it looks like we have 40 people, so I'm going to put in now the maximum number and click Generate. And here we go. Good luck, everyone. And it's 33. 33. Lisa Curry. So if, Lisa, you could email us at live@classroom20.com, I will give you that information. And congrats. Now it is time for the countdown, the Smackdown countdown. So if you would like to share a tool, any type of website or technology resource that you can use in your classroom personally or professionally, we invite you now to take the mic. We've had some great people sign up, but you don't have to have signed up. Yes, I forgot to do the drum roll sound effect. To download the slides, you would go to File, Save, and save the whiteboard in the current screen group. So if you would like to share now one of your tools or technology resources, something fantastic, all you need to do is click on the hand with the green up arrow, and we'll take those people in order. Even if you didn't sign up on the form, that's okay. You can still share. We invite everybody. Yes, you can show a website and just post your link in, and then we will share your link in the web tour. And as well as we are going to be posting a GLAM link and creating that after the session. So be watching for that on the archives page. And the archives page is where I had the randomizer, the number generator, so that you can see all of the resources that we have posted from each show and the recordings from each show. So we'll go ahead and start with Robin. And Robin, go ahead and let us know what site you'd like to share. You have the mic, so you can take the mic.
There. Okay. Can you hear me?
We sure can. Go right ahead. Go ahead and click the mic button, and each person will have 2 minutes to share.
Does it go to the link I'm clicking on? That's what I need it to do.
We're showing the link in the web tour. Is that the correct link?
Robin, that's the home page. So if you click on the little box that says Tour Guide right beside the URL, when you click on a link on that page, we'll follow you.
Doesn't seem to be. Doesn't seem.
Or go ahead and talk, and I'll click on the page or the part you're talking about, Robin.
There. The one that says hemoglobin there.
Okay, go ahead and keep talking.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Go ahead and keep talking.
Okay, well, you really have to go to that hemoglobin page, and I'm not seeing it. That hemoglobin link up there, can I click on it, or do you need to click on it?
You can click on it. I have clicked on it, and it is showing in the web tour.
I'm not seeing it anywhere.
So it looks to me as though it opens in a separate window.
Okay, and I've probably used up all... There we go. Yes, I see it. Okay, so this is, and this might be a little obscure, and this is something I use with my advanced biology and chemistry students, and this is hemoglobin, and this is a JMOL file. It's a Java applet, and so I can use all these different colors or different structures in a quaternary structure of a protein, and it's very cool because I can stop it. I can zoom in on just the heme groups in the hemoglobin, and there's the little orange irons in there. I can see how iron is attached more closely in the heme and show my kids that. I can show them how in our lungs when we inhale, there's how our oxygen attaches to the heme. I can show them an essential amino acid histidine that is part of hemoglobin, and I can stop my spinning and show my kids the hydrophilic end of the molecule, which is sticking up there, and I can show them the hydrophobic ends of the molecule that are buried in the protein. And then because my personal gestalt is all about globally relevant science content, then I go to and show them sickled hemoglobin, and there's a genetic link between sickle cell and malaria. So I show them what happens when people have the sickle mutation. And so here's sort of our familiar looking hemoglobin from the first picture, and there is some hydrophobic parts of the mutation where what happens is that because parts of that molecule are hydrophobic, they change the shape of that beautiful hemoglobin into this rod-shaped fiber, and it makes the tetramers stretch out. And then, so I can show them exactly how that mutation works. And it turns out people that are heterozygous for sickle cell have an advantage against malaria infection. Anyway, so then this is just the coolest program because I can manipulate the molecule. I can look at its interaction and polarity. I can change the colors. I can do so much stuff. I can look at angstrom distances between molecules. Anyway, that's it. And I'm really sorry for my lameness.
That's okay. That's okay. Thank you so much, Robin. We appreciate that. And now, Paula, we'll go ahead and pass it over to you.
Good morning, everyone. I learned about Edmodo in a session on Classroom 2.0 Live, and I set it up for my class, and we use it a lot for posting assignments, doing video clips from Discovery Streaming. The kids like it because it's a social networking site that you can only join if you know the code. So I set up a group for Classroom 2.0 friends, and if you want to join it, the code you have to log into Edmodo, sign up as a teacher. I'm assuming most of you are teachers or not students, and the code, when you get logged in, you have to go to the left sidebar and type in this code that I'm putting in the chat room, and you will be part of the group. So, hope everybody will join. Check it out. I just set up a collaborative one for Edmodo group for our district, and it's been interesting because several children have been using it over the holiday break. They've been chit-chatting back and forth with me, and I've put up a few websites for them to explore. while they were on vacation. And it's been interesting to see that they do get online, and that, I think some of them got new devices from Santa Claus, so they've been excited to try out some things. But I think if you try out Edmodo with your classes, that you will really, really like it. And like I said, it's a protected website, social networking. I actually like the term learning networking, because they're learning how to be digital citizens. So check it out. Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much, Paula. And over to Laura.
Okay. I almost forgot to turn on my microphone, but I think I'm okay now. All right.
Yes.
I'm going to be sharing something that's going to appeal to math teachers. It's a little fraction bar tool, an interactive fraction bar tool. It's actually a program that you have to download, so I'm going to have to use application sharing to do this. So give me a second. Unfortunately, the timer is blocking what I'm trying to do.
You can just slide the timer down.
Yeah, I just figured that out. So, okay. Here we go. I hope everybody can see that there's a blue screen there. And when you first open the program, it has a green bar, which is a fraction bar. And if you come over to the side and you click on the little icon on the side, you can change the denominator. And by clicking the different sections of the fraction bar, you can see the fraction appear. You have to click this icon down at the bottom and click the letter F to show the actual fraction. And as you click on different parts of it, the fraction changes. Then if you come over to the right side, you can click on the R for ratio, or P for percent, or D for decimal. If you want to compare fractions, you just click down at the bottom. Put another fraction bar up, and you can move it around. You can have 3 or 4 of them at a time. So let's say we have 3/4 showing, and we want to compare that to 8. We just change our denominator, and then, whoops, need to start on this end here, and click to show an equal amount, show the fraction, and then we can show equal fractions. There's so many things that you can do, and it's a lot better than sometimes getting out your fraction bars and making a big mess on the table desks and so on. So that's a tool that I love using with my students, or I did last year. Thanks.
Great. Thank you very much. And Melissa. Go ahead and click on the mic.
Sorry,
the mic button in the bottom left.
I had to get my mouse to work. Okay.
Okay. Turn your mic back on. Don't forget.
Goodness gracious. Okay, I just put a link in the window. I made a video last night, a 2-minute video, and I don't know if you can launch it and show it. And
We don't have time to show all of it, so go ahead and continue talking about how you use Delicious. And I posted the link in the chat.
Sure. I used that. I'm even on a separate mic. Goodness gracious. This is why I made the video, because I was going to stutter when I talk. I use it to take notes in their note window as I listen to videos. And because it automatically has the bookmark, the notes are with wherever the video is online.
Great, thank you
and watch the video on your own time. I explain it there much better than stuttering here.
Great, thank you so much, Melissa. That was great, and that is definitely a really fantastic resource. And let's see, we're over now to Mike. I lost you in the list because I clicked on the number. Okay, there we go. Okay, Mike.
Yes, I'm here. Thank you for...
Great.
Mike, I'm going to put a link to live binders in the window, and it's something I just found. I'd heard about it a while, I believe, on Twitter, and hadn't really looked at it too much until I was needing to do a presentation and include some direct link to some live web pages and things, and I found that it is a great resource for that. If it comes up in the, make sure the featured binders, there's tabs along the top. You click the home button, it really tells you about how it collects the resources. I found it's very easy to use. Create one, you just log in. It's a simple login process to get an account, and it is very effective on presenting, because again, with Web 2.0 tools, doesn't matter where you're at, what computer you're on, and it's right there. One of the things I will mention, when you create your own, to bring up the edit button, and you can then add other things besides web pages. You can upload a file, you can embed. Google Forms embeds very well into it for those that use that, and it is an excellent resource. It has some like slides similar to PowerPoint, Keynote, Google presentation type like that too, but make sure you do look at the edit menu to figure that out. Under featured binders on that link, there's wonderful resources. There's the iPads in school. Saw our first music, welcome music there. They're using an iPad. We're starting a grant with some iPads, and this is an excellent resource on that. One of the newest things that are out of the QR code somebody's put together. It's amazing some of the time that people have to put together some of these wonderful resources on here. There was an excellent one on Christmas that was done. So definitely check out featured binders and work on your own. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much. And over to Lucy. Let me figure out, okay. I clicked on the thing again instead of making you a moderator, Lucy. Hang on. Well, I don't see Lucy in the list.
You have her as a moderator already, Kim.
Thank you. I lost the list. Okay, there we go. Go
Hi,
ahead,
everybody.
Lucy.
Can you see Post? I'm sharing it from Firefox right now. Can you see it? Okay, great. Awesome. All right. As many of you guys know, I've been a big proponent of YoLink over the past year, and they recently came out about 3 weeks ago with a new tool that I think might be kind of fun. It might be potentially have some interesting classroom uses if we want to look at using Facebook with students. And Post basically provides all of the links that are shared with you in Facebook in a newspaper-like format. And what you're looking at right now is all the links that are attached to my Facebook feed and that people have shared with me. And you have the ability to share from here onto your own Facebook page and also to comment on somebody's shared item. And you can look at all the things on one page, or I'm going to click on links. You can just look at the links, the videos, or the pictures. It's pretty simple. So I can click on this article from shared with, to me by Walter, and I can post it right to my Facebook page to share with my network. It also has the ability to search with YoLink, which is kind of an enhancement that lets you do lots of different things. If you look in the left-hand corner, you can search for a particular topic, and then hopefully this will show up. My network connection is kind of slow this morning. But you can search in there and find things if you're looking, if you have a ton of stuff on your post page, you can search within that using YoLink. So I just wanted to make that you guys aware of that, and thought that it might have some potential fun uses. Anything that you like on your page will show up here, or that your friends have liked. So if you have any questions, let me know.
Great, thanks, Lucy. Definitely have to check that one out after the show. And over to Anne.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, Anne.
Okay, great. I'm in a school right now that everybody are very, very low end users, so I needed some very quick activities that I could use to show my teachers the power of just interacting with the internet without having a lot of preparation time or anything like that. And this was one of the sites that I stumbled on. I'm afraid I don't know how to do application sharing or any of that, so I'm just going to put the link up there. It's called Engineering Interact. Oh good, somebody else can do it for me. I don't know how WebTour works. It's my first time here, so I'm very excited to be here.
No problem. Go right ahead. Keep talking.
Engineering Interact has different different modules that you can do, and a lot of them really go along with our science curriculum. There's one on light, one on sound, forces of motion, earth and beyond, electricity. But what's neat is it is all just kind of inside itself. So when I launched like the solar system one, which is the Earth and Beyond, I launched the solar system one, and basically I sit there and pass around a wireless mouse for the kids to interact with the quiz questions and all the different pieces, and I just read everything up on the screen because my kids have very low reading. So it's very exciting. It's just a very simple interactive science and engineering site. It's no big like, woo, this is a great find kind of thing, but for me it worked exactly for what I needed with my teachers. So I know I have 25 seconds left. My favorite one is Forces in Motion, because you're in charge of a theme park, and there's basically another theme park is sabotaging your rides, and using Forces in Motion rules, you have to go ahead and figure out which of your rides have been sabotaged. So there's a lot of critical thinking skills and problem solving.
Great, thank you very much. Sounds exciting because I love roller coasters. And over to Jackie. Go ahead and just click on the mic button in the bottom left, Jackie. Or whack Jack.
How about now? Can you hear me?
Yes, you sure can.
Okay, sorry about that. How do I share a web page? Do I click on the whiteboard button?
You can type the URL in the chat, or click on the globe at the top.
The globe?
Yes.
Got it. Okay. Sorry.
No problem. Just make sure you type in the H. There you go.
Am I in there? Can you see this?
Yes, the Gapminder demo.
Yeah, this is me. Okay. This is a video tutorial I'm doing with my 9th grade world geography students on how to use Gapminder to, can you hear me? Sorry.
Yes, you can.
Okay. To use Gapminder to bolster arguments I'm asking them to make in the form of presentations of their countries. Each kid right now has a different country in Asia, and they have to give a 2-minute presentation, if you will, over a global phenomenon that's occurring, either using the Gapminder ones that have already been done, or plugging in their own kind of numbers to do their own Gapminder. These are for 14-year-old 9th grade students in Texas. And this is just a video tutorial, so like if they go home and they don't understand, they can just play it over and over again. Another way to do this would be, I don't know how well you can see this, but you can go here to YouTube and see it. But this is from Hans Rosling's awesome TED video. He does a lot with these. I'm out of time. I don't know if I'm out of time.
Yep.
I'm out of time.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Great. Peggy or Lorna?
Great, I'll go ahead and share, but you know what? I'm setting the timer so I can have as much time as I want. So here we go, starting 2 minutes. And Kim, maybe just want to pop off your mic for a second. And of course I can't get the URL. Yeah, Len, I'm having trouble. I'm going to lose my few minutes just because I can't get my copy and paste to work here. Help! Peggy, where are you? I can't believe this. I can't get my own web tour going.
Okay, I loaded screen steps.
All right, did you load the one I gave you, though?
There you go.
Well, I'm loading the one I really want you to see. I'm going to talk about, this is a software application that actually has a cost. It's $40 for a one-time. It does have an educational reduction of 15%, but once you get to see the great things about this tool, you're going to think that it's really worth it because you can create PDFs, Word, HTML pages, and blog posts by using screen captures. So if I got this right, here we go. This is an example so you can see what Screen Steps is. I created this, never mind Screen Steps me for a second, but there's your title, there's an embedded video, text, comments, and this is the interface. If you scroll down to the bottom of the page, this is the interface that you work on, and you can actually click on zoom to make it look bigger. You can see you can annotate, you can do sequence of steps, you can use shapes, colors, change size, all those great things that can happen. So that's what it looks like as a I'm copying and pasting again here. That's what it looks like if you use ScreenStep Me, which is a new hosted free beta version that you can take a lesson and post it to Twitter. So that's the end of my presentation.
Great. Thank you, Lorna. And Bob, over to you.
Okay, thank you. I just want to show you how I'm using OneNote, and most of you have it on your computer already. It's a Microsoft program.
I couldn't get that to work.
And you can see, everybody can hear me okay, correct?
Yes, we sure can.
Hello, hello? Okay. You can see here, like for my homeroom, I'm able to put PowerPoints in there, Excel spreadsheets. I've saved my recordings from our big assemblies. I've typed in some ideas and things like that. But if you look down at my classes, I have each of my classes separated out, and I have tabs for each one. It's really nice. For instance, my first tab has the syllabus. Second tab shows the pace charts for our whole semester. I have all my honors answer keys and things like that in there with my notes on the side that I've typed for each assignment, so I'm able to put comments in quickly after I've gone through someone's work. I've saved recordings from my classes in there as well. I have all the kids' Lassie and Scantron scores posted right in there I can access real quick. I have a study guide for the final all ready to go in there. And then I also have, for instance, you can see I have student contacts in there as well, so I can get to their phone numbers and emails real quick to send out stuff. So I've really become a big proponent of it, and I'm just kind of scratching the surface on how I can get organized. So I add tabs every day, and I'm also starting to use it in my personal life as well. So there you go, something to think about.
Great, thank you very much. And over to Peggy.
Oh no, we're running out of time. What do you think, Kim? Should we close up the show officially and then come back to sharing? Because I want to share one of my own, and I have one to share for someone who couldn't be with us today that signed up on the form that everyone's going to love. So what do you think?
Sure, we can go ahead and do that because we have several things that we would like to do, including the final drawing. But before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and share with you a tribute that we created, and we were trying to keep it secret, so there aren't that many contributions yet. But we would love for you to take a moment after the session is over and leave a comment on the voice thread that we created for Steve and all of his accomplishments and contributions to education and to furthering change and the great things that he's doing. And yeah, we kept it a secret, and we tried to share it without sharing it. Absolutely. So we do hope that you will take some time after the show and continue to grow and share your comment when you have a chance. So we want to thank Steve for all that he does and for all that he's done to help promote our show and help us develop our online presence. And we're just really grateful for all that Steve has done for us individually as well as our webinar series. And we want to let you know that on January 8th, we will be back to our regular Saturday schedule at 12 p.m. Eastern with Richard Byrne. And he writes the Free Tech for Teachers blog. And we hope that you will join us that Saturday. These are the different sessions that we're going to have coming up in Ann Merchant on the 15th. And we won't have a session on the 22nd as we're going to be promoting and sharing with the DEN Science Conference, not necessarily sharing our sessions, but we want to encourage you to attend the DEN Science Con that Saturday, January 22nd, and then EduCon on the 29th. We won't have a show that day either, so that you can attend the EduCon sessions. That will be in Elluminate as well. And yes, Steve Dimbo is in here, and lots of other DEN stars and DEN educators are in here as well. And we want to let you know about Steve's upcoming interviews, January the 11th. Ira, David Sokol, and Will Richardson, and Barnett Berry on the 20th. And as soon as you exit the session, a link will automatically open. You may need to clear the data from a previous submission. And you can request a professional development certificate when you fill out that survey. Just put your name and email address, and Peggy will get those surveys out to you. Give us a few days to get the results back from Elluminate since it is during the holiday time. And Peggy will get those certificates out to you, including the one for today. If for some reason the survey doesn't open, you can request it and just email us at live@classroom20.com. And Peggy has also helped secure an iTunes U channel. And if you type in that URL, that takes you directly into iTunes U. tinyurl.com/CR20Live iTunes U, all one word, CR20Live iTunes U, and that will open up your browser will open up directly to the iTunes U channel, and you can subscribe and take this with you wherever you go. And we have all of our archive shows, and we post that to the iTunes U channel. So, Peggy, I'm going to go ahead and take off. Or if you could take off your number. Okay, there we go. And this drawing is for the Amazon gift certificate. So if everybody who wants the Amazon gift certificate could click on the hand with the green up arrow. And this is our last drawing of the day. And we hope you've enjoyed this feature. And so I'll give everybody a few more seconds to ring in if they would like to win this. And, okay, we're going to start from 1, 2. Okay, last call. I'm typing in the last number of 70. And it's 51. 51. Ian from the UK. It's an Amazon gift card. So if you can email us here, Ian, I'm typing that in the chat. That would be great. And we want to give a very special thanks to each of you for joining us today, and to Steve Argadon and Mark Elder of Gaggle.net, and Kevin Honeycutt for participating and sharing and singing today, and everybody who contributed to the Smackdown during the show. And we're going to continue the Smackdown. Even though we're officially closing the show, we understand if you have to go. We know that time is busy and we're running out of time and preparing for the holiday celebration and counting down to the new year. And we want to thank each of you for making this just a fantastic year. We will celebrate 2 years in January that Peggy, Lorna, and I have taken over and started hosting each Saturday. And Steve, if you'd like to say a few words, we would love to have you chime in here.
Well, if I'm going to say anything, it's just going to be what a great job the three of you do, and how much I appreciate that you took this ball and ran with it. And I'm sort of humbled by the fact that you still include me in the recognition, because it's really all you're doing.
Well, thank you. You're definitely our fantastic mentor and leader, and we're just very grateful for the time that you are able to share with us. Whether it's just in name or in spirit, we're just really appreciative of that. Okay, so right now we'd like to have a closing celebration sing-along with Kevin Honeycutt, and then we're going to go back to our Smackdown. So Kevin, whenever you're ready, we are so glad that you're taking time to share with us today.
Hey, can you hear me?
You sure can.
If you give me just a second, I'm almost set.
No problem. And Bob, when you exit the session, the survey will open automatically in your browser, so you don't need to access a link or anything. When you exit and close out the session and leave today, the browser will automatically load the survey link. And we do hope that you'll take time to fill out that survey and give us feedback on today and future shows and future guests that you would like to see in the show as well when you fill that out. And that's how you request the professional development certificate. And if for some reason the survey doesn't open, please email us and we'll get out that certificate to you as well.
I am almost there.
Okay. And McTeach, did you want to go ahead and share your tool while we're waiting for Kevin to close out the show? Yeah, okay. I thought your hand was up because you wanted to share any tool that you'd like, or not. Okay, Peggy, go ahead.
Well, I'll just jump right in here and share until Kevin is ready to come up on the screen. The link that I wanted to share is one that I know many of you are familiar with, but it's Evernote. And I just wanted to highlight it because I use it every day. And I love using it because it syncs with my iPhone. And so I can add notes from my iPhone or my computer and sync them and access them in either place. And one of the things I love to do is to capture the chat during webinars and even full-day virtual conferences. So when I attend the Den Virtual Conference, I copy and save and paste all of the conversation in the chat right into my Evernote. The notes are searchable. You can easily find things in them. You can store PDFs and even add photos to them. You can clip text from web pages to paste into Evernote. And if you're a premium user, you can even add docs and spreadsheets to your notes. And Evernote is also integrated with YoLink search enhancement. So you can clip notes and links and shoot them right into Evernote from YoLink. So it's a fabulous tool. Try it if you haven't.
Are you ready for me?
We sure are. Go ahead, Kevin.
Okay, I'm going to do my contribution to the Smackdown as part of what I'm going to do with the song. So what I'm going to share here is one of my favorite fun sites out there for classrooms and for teachers called SingSnap. SingSnap, like the word sing, and the snap.com. And I wouldn't even recommend it if there wasn't a lot of free service there, because they give you tons of songs for free. But I buy a gold account, so I have lots and lots of songs. Now, in the classroom, having a sing-along, depending on whether you have music regularly or not, I also like it because kids track the words in karaoke, and actually I think it's good practice for them reading. So there's lots of ways creative teachers might use this. So what I'm going to do is play my guitar while using SingSnap to do a song called Turn the Page by Bob Seger, and I'm hoping people sing along, because to me it's all about being willing to turn the page, to go into the future and take those bold steps that we need to transform education. So we'll see how it sounds. I apologize in advance if it's not way clear, and I'll try to fix it on the fly if it's not. Okay?
On the long, lonesome highway east of Omaha, you can listen to the engine moaning out its one-note song. You can think about the woman or the girl you knew the night before. But your thoughts will soon be wandering the way they always do when you're riding 16 hours and there's nothing much to do, and you don't feel much like riding. You just wish the trip was through. Here I am on the road again. There I am up on the stage. Here I go, playing the star again. There I go, turn the page.
You can hold up your lighters if you want to.
Well, you walk into a restaurant, strung out from the road, and you feel the eyes upon you as you're shaking off the cold. You pretend it doesn't bother you, but you just want to explode. Most times you can hear them talk, other times you can't. All the same old cliches. Is that a woman or a man? And you always seem outnumbered. Don't dare make a stand. Here I am on the road again. There I am up on the stage. Here I go, playing the star again. Here I go, turn the page. Out there in the spotlight, you're a million miles away. Every ounce of energy you try to give away as the sweat pours out your body like the music that you play. Later in the evening as you lie awake in bed, with the echoes from the amplifiers ringing in your head, smoke the days like cigarettes, remembering what you said. Here I am, on the road again. Here I am, up on the stage. There I go, playing the star again. There I go, turn the page.
Okay, I'm stopping there because I can't reach those high notes. I can barely reach the ones I tried to.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Let's give Kevin a round of applause for singing for us today. That is just absolutely fantastic, Kevin. We thank you so very much. So much. And we'll go ahead now and go on back to the Smackdown. So if you have a tool that you'd like to share, we'll go ahead and give you the mic. And Peggy, did you want to share your next tool for Francie? And while we're waiting for Peggy or anybody else, if you'd like to share, please click on the hand with the green arrow. Great, McTeach. Let me give you, there you go.
Hi, Kim. Hi, everybody. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, go right ahead.
Okay, so I have two things I wanted to share. They're both link sharing sites. The first one here is only 2 clicks, and I use that for my kids. The link I just posted is the pages I created for my 7th graders to use. I've got a lot of links I'm going to be adding in the next couple of days before we return on Monday. And I like it because it's very visual, and oh, that doesn't look pretty. That's the right address, though.
Well, that looks like it's behind the login, so I'm going to go ahead and...
Really?
Yeah, so keep talking and I'm going to post the main site.
Okay. That's interesting. It shouldn't be, but I'll double check that later.
Okay.
It's very visual. It's, you know, easy for the kids to figure out, and there are tabs across the screen so that they can you can have different subjects or whatever there. And then the other one I wanted to share, I think we talked about it briefly on the show I did, but it's Portal. I created that site there for the teachers at school, and honestly, I don't think anybody's ever used it except the people in my network. But it's really easy to use, to add links, and it's really easy for other teachers to just quickly go in and find something to use in their classroom. And I've got a lot of links in there, so help yourself here. And if you need any help with either of those sites, just let me know.
Great. Thank you.
That's it.
Thanks, Karen. Appreciate it.
My pleasure.
And Peggy, over to you.
Oh, goody. Do I get to share again? Because I have some sharing to do for someone who couldn't be with us today, and her name is Francie Kugelman, and she wants to share this link, and Kim's going to help me navigate with the links while I tell you about these. And all of these links will be posted in our archives after the show today. We just weren't sure what actually would end up being shared, and so we didn't want to create it in advance. But this is a tool called the TES iBoard Player. And Francie recommends this because she discovered that whiteboard activities can be used by people like her that don't have a whiteboard, but have an optical projector. So she uses her optical projector to share online materials with her students. And on this site, she guided us through something that she did with her students, and she said it was great for her inventions unit or the history of transportation. And to find the transportation links, go to history, and Kim, maybe if you can do this for us, on the whiteboard activity links listed above. So go to history, and then the timeline for transportation is called Transport Timeline, and it has an accompanying encyclopedia called Transport Mini Encyclopedia. And the kids can actually manipulate this and show inventions over time on the timeline, and she used it to extend it even into a web quest, but it can be very interactive if you use it correctly. So this is another fabulous site from the UK, so be sure to check it out and go exploring there. The site has a fun link for painting with symmetry, and it's in the ICT category, and there are just tons of great tools for students in that ICT category. So that's a quick share of that site, and be sure to check it out later.
Great. Thank you, Peggy. And did you have one that you wanted to share for you personally, Peggy? Okay, super. And Evernote, thank you, that's right. And Zoe, I think that you had indicated that you wanted to share a tool, but if anybody else would like to, whether you signed up on the sign-up form or not, that's fine. If you'd like to share a tool, please click on the hand with the green arrow, and let me go to Jackie.
I don't have a mic. I just wanted to share this really quick. You can all hear me, correct? Sure. I'm just going to put it in really quick. It's a Picasso head. It's an avatar maker, and I put a link in that the students, the 5th and 6th graders did, and they just loved it, and the creativity for this avatar maker is amazing. Thanks for putting that up on the screen. You can see the link directly as part of the PB Works, but if you scroll down, you'll get to see how creative each of the kids got to be with this tool. I just really love it. That's my share.
Great, thanks, Jackie. That is definitely cool. And that would go well with the Art Snacks site that Kevin does. And Scott Merritt, I know that you had a video that you were considering sharing about Second Life. If you'd like to take the mic, just let us know, Scott. And it looks like Scott had to step out. If anybody else would like to share?
Can I share something?
Absolutely, Kevin.
I'm going to turn on the camera to do that because I want to show you something. Is that okay?
Absolutely, go for it.
Okay, I don't always show iPad apps because not everyone has an iPad, but I find sometimes that I find very interesting, and one that I'm liking lately is Sign for Me, and basically kind of teaches you sign language and kind of does the signing for you. So once you put a phrase in, let's put a phrase in like hello, good morning, and I wish it had an audio interface, and I'm sure it will at some point. But if I just click this, and you can choose your character. But I could see a kid sitting there and being taught sign language by this little app. And pictures are fine, but I think a moving picture, and it just keeps repeating the phrase over and over. So you could sit there with it for a long time until you learn some basic signing phrases. So anyway, it's again called Sign for Me. Okay.
Great, Kevin. And can you show? Do you have your thing about how you use Google SketchUp with the iPad? That little target card thing. Turn your mic back on.
Sorry. How do I just screen share?
You click on the little image with the green arrow in the top toolbar.
Cancel. Sorry. The little image with the green arrow.
It's like a screen to the...
Aha. Okay, so then if I open SketchUp, you'll see, hopefully, but I'm not sure you'll see the picture. I've never done that before, but I'll try. Let me try, okay? Do you have a minute? Okay, so let me launch SketchUp and get something going so I can try that. Because that would be fun if it works. Sorry, I'm taking so much time. Here we go. Okay. And we go.
This is really cool.
And if we can make it work. So I need to turn on that cam there.
Yeah.
Sees it.
Yeah. Turn your webcam.
And make sure my camera on this one isn't already being used by Elluminate. That's the thing too. Now, are you seeing my desktop now?
No, I'm not. Is anybody else? Okay.
Nope. Share entire desktop. There we go. It's going to be a mess. Tell me when you can see the mess.
It's taking a bit to load. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
My fear is that it will, but now I'm trying to launch SketchUp. But I think the CPU on this old MacBook Pro is smoking. Here we go. Start using. Yay. Now do I have my window? You know what I could do? Let me see here. Sorry, it's taking a while.
Sorry to put you on the spot, but it's worth it. It's really cool with Google SketchUp.
If I can get that to work, I think I may have to do something. Oh, I may have to use this computer here. So if I point the camera, hold on a minute, I have to do some stuff to make this work. You might go on to the next person and kick me out, and then I'll come back.
Okay. Let me give. All right, Mike. Over to you.
Thanks. Just a quick thing as I was sitting here thinking of the things that I use a lot, and I just wanted to put a plug-in for Evernote and Edmodo. We do use those. One that teachers really found very useful is thinkfinity.org, and I thought I put it in the chat there. You may be familiar with it. It used to be Marco Polo, but now it's Verizon. Is handling it, and they just updated the Edcitement, the humanities site on it. It's wonderful, tied to national standards, and has a wealth of information, and it doesn't get much publicity, but I think it's well worth it. Thanks.
Great, thank you very much, Mike. And one that I'm going to share and just type it in the chat is free digital photos obligated.net. It's a free site to download different stock images, and it's one of the few resources that I have found. I used to use Photo Express, but they're no longer free. And this free digital photos is great. You can download your photos, and they are actually free and really great quality. And Yleo.com is another photo site. .com. For downloading and using stock photos. And I'm looking for, oh, and then another one that I use is another service is Backupify, and it's a free backup service for WordPress blogs, a lot of the Google products, and especially the Google apps and your Google documents and your Google Calendar. So it backs all of that up for free for you. So I don't have to worry about if anything happens, if I happen to lose my documents. It backs it all up for free for you. So that's something you'll want to check out too. And I was trying to type in there, somebody asked about other LiveScribe pincasts, and if you go to mathcast.org,
LiveScribe pincasts, and if you go to Mathcast,
Tim Fallberg has created that site, and he's done a lot of the Mathcasts using a pincast, the LiveScribe pin, to record a pincast with his students as well. And the copyright was, I believe that if you just share the link, then and cite your source, then you can use those for free. But yeah, I definitely need to go back and read the fine print. And over to you, Kevin, if you're ready.
Can you, I lost my window here, and I feel like I'm struggling. I lost my viewer window, so all I have is the participant window. How do I reopen that if I close that accidentally?
You mean your app sharing window?
Yes, or just, I was just going to share the camera. I just want to.
If you look on the left-hand side,
I see.
there's click. There
Okay,
you go.
so let me do that and leave this on. And the view you should be getting, tell me when you can see. Can
Click
you
it
see
again to turn it
Okay.
back on.
All right.
There you go.
Okay,
And
so
we
what
can
you
see,
what you're looking at there is, Google SketchUp, is great software that you can use for free with kids, and you can build things, and you can practice geometry, and you can do so much with Google Earth too, and it's really powerful. But the Google SketchUp warehouse is full of all kinds of great learning resources that used to cost a fortune, and now you can put that brain up there on the screen, and kids can look at it and explore it, add tags, and interact with it, and I'm excited by that. And so I collect a whole warehouse of these things on my website. I have a link that takes you to a bunch of already pre-explored Google SketchUp stuff that I can kind of vet and show that it's going to be okay. But if you add a little add-on to Google SketchUp called AR Media, and AR space media, when you do the Google search, it adds a widget to Google SketchUp that lets your webcam interact with SketchUp and do a kind of sort of virtual compositing. You've seen this out there in magazines and things like that maybe. So I want to show you what this looks like. So I'm going to go over there and get in the frame, and I'm going to hold up my iPad. Hold on, let me just put this where you can see it. I'll try to talk loud. And what basically I show this image to my webcam. And when I show this image to my webcam, Google SketchUp will composite the image, the brain image, over this image. So I'm going to walk over and try that now and hope that it works. And I don't know, I can't see. I guess I can see what they see. So let me point the eyeball here. If that was transferred me a little bit, I could see a little better. If I turn the eyeball on, hit OK. And so as I just a little less fun like that. As I hold up that image, it appears to float above that graphic. Now imagine this graphic on your kid's t-shirt, and you're doing a school play about vegetables. And so there's broccoli in front of Stacy as she walks out on stage and does her solo about the need for calcium. Or kids are doing this and they're holding up a piece of paper. It can be paper, it doesn't have to be an iPad. It also works with the images on your iPhone or your Android. So there's a lot of really kind of interesting things that you can do. One more time. Imagine it's the Parthenon and kids are holding the Parthenon in their hands and describing the Parthenon and pointing to parts of it while the group is looking at it. This kind of interactive functionality costs a lot of money very recently, and now with a widget, and you can use this for free at 30 seconds at a time, or you can pay, I don't know, it's about 130 bucks for a license and put it on, I would put it on one machine. Anyway, interesting little tool. I will shut off my mic.
Thank you. And Kevin shared that at the ISTE Unplugged session this summer, and as we're sharing, I just remembered that, and I was just so glad that he was able to demonstrate that, because it really is so cool the way that they did that and make it available for a 3D kind of image. And Zoe. Zoe, if you're ready, you have the mic.
Can you hear me? Yep. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we sure can.
Okay, beautiful. I'm just going to throw in the link for the LiveScribe project. A few of you already know that I'm doing. So I'm from Hamilton, Ontario, and I fell into this LiveScribe fell in my hands about, I would say, maybe 2 years ago. I'll put the link in. And basically what I started doing, so if you want to just, whoever's in this show with us right now just want to click onto that link, you'll get an idea as to what I'm talking about. But what's happened is that I had about 15 LiveScribes I distributed across our district. This program I got from the ministry only allowed us a certain amount of funding for product. Most of the funding was for PD and feature release and so on. So we had to be very creative, and we did end up getting an excellent partner to help us with this, who gave us product at a really good price. But what ended up happening, oh good, I see that you have it up there. Thank you. So what ended up happening is that putting this into the hands of the classroom teachers, some creative stuff, so we ended up having some interactive word walls up there, some talking trees on Thanksgiving where teachers have wrote on pages and cut the pages out, and the students and parents were able to touch the page with this talking pen. If any of you don't know what the LiveScribe, I suppose I should tell you what that is. It's a pen that basically, when you write on the page, it records what you're writing, but it also has almost like a video camera in it, and it also records what you're writing in a video, so that you can put a flash video and do some pre-instruction or post-instruction. It's being tested in a math class. If you scan this blog, every 2 weeks what's happened is that the teachers in this program have, all I've asked is that they do a small blog about what they've basically about what they've done with the LiveScribe and what they learned. It's not really supposed to be about student learning, but about their professional development as well, so that we could replicate this kind of PD for other products, not just the LiveScribe. But as you can see, people are using it for parent interviews, having their kids read, and then the parents can listen to their own children reading during those interviews. Students working, doing sessions, there's one here on students working through patterns and algebra. There's an incredible one that a teacher did on Picasso, Cubism art lesson, and she did the whole lesson using a LiveScribe pen so that later other teachers and people could go into that. Anyways, it's just been such a great product, and it's just recently, I don't know if any of you know about this, but you can actually use the LiveScribe and the paper as a tablet, and I have tried it. You pay for the app, but it's so worth it, so that whatever you write on the page, of course, it shows up on your smart board or your screen, whatever. It also has a translator on it. I have a teacher using it in a music classroom. You can create pianos on it, and the students are composing their own music. It's the endless. It has a dictionary app in it, so you just write the word on the page, and then it will find the word in the dictionary and the definition for you. So it's really a neat tool for a good price. It's incredible, that it has so much for so little. So anyway, the project is running until the end of this school year, so June. So I will then have a full write-up about the product analysis. And I'm currently working on a thesis in this particular area as well. So I look forward to sharing more.
Great. Thank you so much, Zoe. And do we have anybody else who would like to share a tool or a resource or a website? There are some days that you don't have to use the paper for. You can some are just pin casts. And if anybody else would like to share, please click on that hand with the green up arrow, and we'll give you the mic. Before we get ready to close out, there was lots and lots of links shared today, and give us some time. We will be compiling the links. We will also be posting the entire chat log, so you'll have access to all of the links on our archives and resources page.
Hey, I have one. Can I throw one more in?
Sure.
I'm hogging things, and I'm sorry about that. I started working with the Kansas Cosmosphere and Space Center this year. I've been trying to get that museum to become virtual for years, and now they're opening their doors. I'm putting a link to the Ning site here. And what happens is, well, they've got the Apollo 13 module, and they made all the props for the movie Apollo 13. They're sitting here in Kansas, but they're a Smithsonian-aligned museum that's willing to Skype a classroom from right in front of the Apollo 13 module. So if you're doing things on space science or solar system or anything, propulsion or whatever, if you join this community, and it's a walled garden network when we're starting small. I don't think we have about 500 souls on there now. We're building lesson plans that align with the collection there at the Cosmosphere, and nothing costs yet. Everything's free. There'll probably be some high-end field trip opportunities that cost enough to pay their bills over there, but everything on this site is free and is going to continue to be free in terms of picture resources and lesson plans. Anyway, so I invite people to explore that. It's a terribly amazing museum that almost no one knows about.
Wow, that definitely is something to explore afterwards. Tons of resources. You could spend hours on that site. And Nadia, you can type your link in the chat that you want to share. Nadia, I've given you the mic, so you just click on the mic button in the bottom left to activate your mic.
Can you hear me okay, guys?
Yes, go right ahead.
Great. Since I'm the only Russian teacher who is attending your conference, I would like to thank you very much for your sharing. I feel privileged and honored very much. Thank you very much. I posted some links of mine which I've been using for a while. And thank you very much. Thank you for being with me today. Thank you very much. I've been using Evernote. I find it very useful. I've been using Diigo. I've been using VoiceThread and Volky and Extra Normal, and these are great tools, and I bet you know these things too. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nadia. We appreciate that. And we're glad that you could join us. Oh, Extra Normal is no longer free. Darn. That's a bummer. Because that was such a great resource. And yes, we're so glad that all of our international people that have joined us from all over the world, as well as the United States. It's great. No, I'll have to check that out because I used to love Extra Normal. Oh. Okay. Yeah, that would make sense, Jackie, that they would have gotten so much business. Definitely, Paula, and that's kind of how Prezi got started with their educators edition. Is they were attending the session with Steve Dimbo when he presented on Prezi, and they took into one of the creators or developers was in our session, and he took back what people were sharing that day. So that was really great. And icebreakers. Yes, Sumo Paint, and then there's another one called Psycho Paint and Instagram. That one's been going around recently too. And we're it looks like it's winding down. If anybody would like to share a resource or a website before we close out, yes, definitely. That's one of the benefits of being a STAR teacher through the DEN. It's free. There's no charge. And you get all kinds of great benefits and bonuses throughout the year. Oh, Blaberize is a great one as well. Curate, I haven't checked that, and somebody else shared floorplanner.com. We'll continue to have the link in our resources of the sites that people shared that maybe just weren't able to attend today. But there are tons and tons of sites that pop up all the time that people watch. So be sure to join our Digo link, our Digo group at Digo, so that you can share those links with us. And when you exit the session today, be sure to fill out the survey and indicate some topics as well as special guests that you'd like us to have on our weekly shows. Most of the time, great job there, Kevin, on your Russian translation, your Russian greeting. And be sure to share all of that with us on the survey, and we can, when we resume our normal schedule on Saturdays at 12 p.m. Eastern, we hope that you will join us. And don't forget to take a moment and leave, when you get a chance today or in the next coming days, the voice thread comment on the tribute to Steve Hargadon. We can now post that on Twitter and stuff. I was trying to post it and be secretive about it because I didn't want it to pop up in any Google alerts or anything that Steve had access to. And as large of an online presence as he has, it's very difficult to keep that a secret, but yet still get people to participate and share without letting him know. But now that it's out of the bag and everybody knows about it, we do hope you'll take time to continue to grow and build that tribute to Steve, since he did start all of this 2 years ago with contacting Peggy, and Peggy asked Lorna and I to join her, and we will be celebrating 2 years in January, and we will resume our schedule with Richard Byrne of Free Tech for Teachers. He writes that blog, and he will be our special guest on January the 8th. So we do hope that you'll join us. And take a look back at our archives page. I posted that in here as well, and so did Peggy. And keep watching, because we're going to be creating a Glam Link or a Live Binder, I forgot which, of all the resources shared today, as well as you can find all of them in the chat log that we will post on our blog post on our archives and resources page as well. There was so much shared today, and it's been a great session. I'm sure you're going to want to view the recording and take notes, and you can stop and start the recording at any time while you're checking out the websites. And thank you so much for joining us today and making 2010 a very special year for us, and for making this Smackdown session today just a really special time of reflection and learning for the next year. And you're very welcome for the door prizes. We're grateful for those, to have those donations. So thank you, everybody. Have a very safe and a very happy New Year celebration. And we will see you online at Learn Central and Classroom2.0.com. And Kevin Honeycutt's sites, his art snacks and math snacks. So thank you for joining us today. Have a very safe New Year. And we will see you on January 8th. Take care, everybody.
Nice lady volunteered. volunteered to take my bowling shirt and actually make something out of it. Let me turn my light real quick. Maybe that's So I have this like bowling shirt I got at the Goodwill because it fits people of an amorphous shape. Can you see me?
Yeah, we can see you.
Okay, so hold on, let me move this down a little bit. So she put my name on the pocket, so I feel like, look at the sparklies. And then on the back, she took my website, message, and
I couldn't read the bottom. Are we what? Oh, are we getting them ready? Okay, cool.
But now it feels like a real bowling shirt. And this is just a nice person who did that and mailed it back to me, and I thanked her on Twitter and Flirk. But anyway, I'm going to continue to do that. But yeah, we could do that with other things. We could put the lyrics to a song or something. That's a great idea, Peggy.
That's fun.